My name is Nolan Sitz. I'm an architect at SCB representing White Oak Realty Partners in Ponsky Capital. This is our third DRB presentation for 8009 164th Avenue. Over the next few minutes, we want to refresh your memory on our project, take you through a summary of your comments from DRB2, and walk you through our responses. We're located at the corner of 164th and 80th, 2 blocks away from downtown Redmond Park. The project is a U-shaped building organized around a cascading courtyard that faces to the south. In total, we have 190,000 square feet of residential gross, 217 units, 219 parking spaces, and over 9,000 square feet of open space at the ground level. At DRB2, the board was very supportive. In general, they liked the evolution of the courtyard, east and west elevations, but wanted us to study the north and south a bit more, as the south had lost some of its luster. They also liked the open space at the southeast corner of the site. It was an exciting, high quality, and welcoming space. Lastly, there were some questions regarding the proximity of the residential units along the interior lot line and our blank walls on the garage. The image in the upper right-hand corner is what we had presented at the last DRB meeting. The board didn't like the white frames on the windows and felt the elevation was too opaque. The images in the lower half of the page are alternates we're proposing. Two different color palettes, one slightly lighter and the other darker. In both, we're proposing to add 20 more windows to the elevation and increase the depth of the vertical by 2 inches to give it more texture. We like the revisions and think this will give the elevation a high level of sophistication as it will catch light at different times, highlighting the depth of the facade. These are the other elevations. For materials, we're proposing a slightly lighter silvery gray fiber cement paired with a birch wood color and white window frames. And this is the darker palette and our preferred blue-gray fiber cement paired with dark brown wood and black window frames. In our opinion, there's a richness to this color palette that is more akin to the Pacific Northwest. Lastly, we rendered the building in both the light and dark options from Larry Way. This is the light, and this is the dark. We hope you agree with our assessment. We also wanted to show you an animation of this facade from sunrise and sunset. We think the verticals, cascading windows, and courtyard all work very playfully together as a design composition. We think this makes for a great termination of Larry Way. Picking up on the termination, we angled the wall of the lobby at the suggestion of the DRB to lead people into the public plaza. We think this could be a great space for people to relax, work, and take refuge from inclement weather. This is the site plan. You can see the angled wall drawing people in from Larry Way. The space is made up of an avocado-shaped planter bench with integrated water feature, outdoor seating, and interior community space. Along 164th and 80th, we're proposing adding planting strips along the street edge and keeping the flooring materials similar to the sidewalk to encourage pedestrians to use the space. This is an enlarged elevation of the east at the ground floor. Spaces were carefully curated to draw people in with a variety of seating arrangements and sizes. This is a larger view of that perspective entering in from the south. It draws you in and is architecturally very dynamic. And this is what it looks like walking into the more intimate one-story space. You can see the details of the planter better with the integrated water feature. This is a picture from the east and a good visual for how the building steps sectionally to bring natural light into the space. Lastly, this is a view from the north showing the more private conference rooms and open spaces associated with it. One of the small changes we made to the elevations is chamfering the corner. Zoning requires all property corners to be rounded by an arc at street intersections. Instead of an arc, we chamfered it with a straight edge to work with the design. The image in the upper right is what we had shown you previously, while the image in the lower right is what we're proposing. In addition to materials and chamfered corner, we're also proposing 2 thicknesses of reveals. One is a 1/2 inch and the other is an inch to reinforce the vertical. For the north, we're proposing 2 options. On the left is a more vertical-oriented facade, while the right is a more artistic and has more texture in it. We prefer the right as it reinforces the theme of a cascade and ties the blank walls of the north and west together. Regarding modulation, we broke up the facade into 4 parts instead of 2, giving 81st Street a smaller scale. This is a street perspective and close-up view of what it'll feel like walking along the building. Moving to the west, the mural crosses over, helping to break down the scale of the facade and cover up the blank walls. We reorganized the units and bays based on location of the existing office building, essentially putting the bedrooms next to the closest part of the office building. This gave the living rooms the largest distance between them and the building next door. Along the interior lot line, we are asking for a deviation in the privacy setback. Zoning states 15 feet and we're proposing 10 feet. We think the 10 feet will bring more natural light into the space. Window treatment can be used to control privacy, and most of our building looks over the office anyways. Lastly, we wanted to show you some before and after street perspectives of what the development will look like. The image on the right is from 80th looking northeast, while the image on the bottom is looking east from 81st. Both blank walls are concealed either by trees, vegetation, or the mural. Coming back to 80th, this is a close-up of the street-level residential units. Planters are 3 feet tall to create a sense of privacy for inhabitants, but also keep eyes on the street. Thank you for your time. We're excited about the revisions we made to the building and look forward to hearing your feedback.